Hey guys, John G, modern designer. Team builds custom ponds, fountains, and waterfalls out of natural stone and wood. My goal, educate, inspire the entire planet about ponds and water features. Today, we are in Soddy Daisy, Tennessee on Lake
Chickamauga.
Chickamauga. There you go. He said it. And we're doing an amazing water feature project out here for some folks who scored us on YouTube. Thank you so much.
This is pretty much our top end of the Oasis series, and one of the biggest differences on this project is the real canvas we're gonna have for the stream up top. We are going to have literally like 10 feet wide of stream, one liner going all the way from the top to the bottom, starting with a 20-foot long stream, and we're gonna have so much room for aquatic plantings, for driftwood, all kinds of crazy boulder work. We've got boulders that are on the excess of 2,500 pounds going into this thing, and then we've got a 16 by 16 pond 3 feet deep. So this thing is going to be absolutely stellar. I cannot wait to see what the stream turns into alone.
Everything. It's gonna have all the details, all the bells and whistles, every single thing that we can put into this water feature, we're gonna do extra wide, extra awesome. Stay tuned and watch this guy and me actually work on the same job site together with our amazing team and build something fantastic. Don't cry, it's only gonna be for a few days.
Comment, subscribe, stay tuned, guys.
Appreciate you all.
I'm leaving. Hey, my name's Tristan Adams with Modern Design Aquascaping. We're over here building a pond in Soddy Daisy, and our personal machine isn't cutting it, so I'm curious if you guys had like a 308 or 306 excavator for rent. Just give me a ring back. 77466. Thanks.
Mark.
Camera hours.
Initially, we have a hillside that we didn't know what to do with. The grass wasn't working out because we were getting a lot of water runoff. And we thought, you know, this would be a great place for a waterfall and then a pond down at the bottom.
Well, it's been an hour and a half, and what we've discovered is that there's no soil here in Soddy Daisy. This here, yeah, the first scoop. Anyways, it took about 5 minutes to get one bucket out with our little tiny excavator there. So we need more horsepower.
So yeah, I love what you're talking about. So you're talking coming into here, actually butting out inside the pond because our liner's running this way, right? And kind of running up through here.
Yeah, so standing up there, I looked, it was a little much, but if we diagonal there, I started looking at what if we're cutting in this shelf, which is about knee high right here. We've already got a knee-high drop down to this shelf, which is basically water level. At that point, digging this pond back, like it's no trade-off to me. And the length of this stream, I thought, was almost top-heavy.
Yeah.
The water in motion, I mean, everybody hears me talk about all that water in motion stuff. If you don't know what that is, I'll link it up there. There's like more content than you ever want to know to understand water in motion, because I'm a numbers geek, but this was pushing the limit. I did a project in California not too long ago, and it was basically this same footprint, and a 2-inch elevation change in the pond at the end caused me an issue with water in motion, so I don't want to be back in that boat.
Yeah.
So I just thought, man, there's an opportunity for me to fix this and maximize, because we're not doing a seam. We got a one-piece liner intentionally because the wide stream we were already doing, so let's just take this top 4 or 5 feet of stream, bop it down here, make the pond bigger and the water in motion smaller.
So we're trading out a little more ponds, so we might be looking at a roughly 20 by 16 pond by the time
That's what I'm thinking.
And instead of having this candy skull kind of shape that I've got going on here, we'll actually be able to butt out a little further in this area, which will draw a longer look to the pond versus just sticking out, and create more plant shelves along the side.
That's what the main thing was talking to him, is that he wants to make sure that he's got a ton of space for aquatics. This is different than our typical process process of construction, the way that we're building this, like we said in the beginning, this is an amped up version of the Oasis series, and there's a lot more outcropping. There's a lot more raised beds. He was a landscaper in his past life, so he's just a big gardener, man. He wants to have a lot of places for plants, both aquatic and terrestrial. So all of this extra work that we're doing in the excavation, just reiterating it to you and the rest of the universe, why we're doing so much more digging than we normally would do on a project of this scope. I've made some changes now, so these guys can get back to digging, and I'm gonna go, I don't know, I'll run, get something else. I should go sell something. That's my job.
You should.
Sell things.
Yes, you should. Go do that. You go do that.
Well, initially we were thinking about doing it ourselves because we have built ponds in the past, but we're thinking we wanted a lot of larger stone and boulders that, we couldn't handle ourselves. So we went on YouTube, we found John Adams' Modern Design Aquascaping, and we followed all of his videos. And the more we watched, the more we liked him and his family.
Moment of operator safety conversation. So I'm just digging away, and I look down and notice the pin is sliding out of my bucket. The last thing you want to happen is your bucket to come off or something obnoxious to happen while all my boys are working down there in the hole below me and I'm up on top. You don't want to fall on them. You don't want to drop equipment on them. You really don't even want to get hit in the head by the pin when it falls out. So this is Johnny's moment of operator awareness and safety. Always keep your eye on your equipment. Always pay attention to everything that's going on. And then you catch stuff before it happens, because bad happens fast. Johnny's words of wisdom.
So on this side, we want to do, you said 18-inch shelf kind of all the way around, so we don't have to build straight up. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Come out. Only 16 inches-ish.
Just enough that we can put a boulder on the outside and leave our shelf to facilitate quick construction of the second ring, and it still feels straight up when you get done.
It does.
I'd get somebody who looks bored at some point to go around definitely with the freaking chipping hammer.
Picking rocks, good lord.
And start chinking all this. I mean, this stuff right here is, if rock pad wasn't $3,000 a roll these days, that ain't even coming out.
I don't even think it would save you.
No,
I don't even think rock pad would save you.
You still got to come in and knock those out and then do it. But I'd say we're gonna do a definite double roll of underlayment on all the places where there's gonna be liner. Anyways, that's all I got. I'm gonna go buy things and you guys have fun chipping rocks out of the ground.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I got.
The way that they place the boulders, allow the water to move through the stonework is exceptional.
It is an art. There's one YouTube that Tristan, with the height of the waterfalls and the sound of the waterfalls, it's just really amazing that they pay that much attention, that small detail.
You know how I am about getting things just right. I am pretty anal, if I can use that word, about the way that I build things. And I did just do a rebuild on a project in California. If you guys didn't see that and you want to watch a real learning experience, I'll put a link up there. But lesson in life, Mom always used to say it's cheaper than college. This is one of those moments. We knew when we got into this project that there was a lot of chert in the ground here. And basically that just means there's tons of rock mixed in with the soil. This is not your regular chert. And short version of the story, This stuff's sharp, 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 like little knives. It's not lots of little rocks, it's lots of little knives, and that's not conducive to pond construction. So we're in a position now where we just decided no matter what it takes, we gotta have some rock pad. Guess what? You wanna share with them where the rock pad? Who's got rock pad?
Well, there's a place in Georgia that's got rock pad.
Another place in Texas that's got rock pad.
And then we have a little bit at the shop back in Old Friendlyville, Tennessee, which is what we're gonna make do with for now. Pick as much as we can, try and get at least the pond done, because on top of all this, luckily, there's a ton of rain coming in tomorrow.
You can't make this
Tons
up.
of it.
Oh.
Crap load of storm coming in. It's gonna be washing all this crap. We really need to get our liner in this thing. And there's no point in unrolling a 450-pound liner and getting it all beautiful if you gotta tear it back out and put rock pad in later. So, Dad.
Yeah, I'm out of here, I know, really. And the learning lesson is we could have spent a lot less time chipping rocks if we would have just brought the rock pad in the first place. Guys, rock pad, we'll show you when we start putting it in. It's literally this thick of a non-woven geotextile. It's like a giant layer of cushion in between the soil and your liner, and it makes a huge difference. And guess what? It's really expensive. So we don't just throw it in on all our projects because it's a lot of money. And at this point, after the trip back to California and about 5 minutes of all of us looking around and talking, the guys are like, all right, lessons learned. We're going to get the rock pad. We're gonna put rock pad in this hole. We're gonna suck it up. So yeah, keep in mind if your soil's really bad in a given area, factor in the rock pad because you're gonna wanna have it. It's much cheaper to buy the rock pad on the front end than it is to spend 2 days chipping rocks out and then end up with holes hidden all over your liner, and then you gotta tear a pond out and put it back together. And I gotta be honest, I don't need the practice. So I'm gonna head back to Friendsville and get some rock pad. You guys can just keep on talking about whatever you want to talk about while I'm riding around. You can do commentary for the next 4 hours because we're not close to home.
Heck, we're just gonna spend this next little bit of time getting these shelves cleared off, get some topsoil on the flats, get all the little rocks out maybe, and then probably just go fishing. Sounds good to me. Wait on you. Get back. No speeding.
I think the attention to detail is something that's important to us because, like I say, we can build the pond ourselves, but we're not pond professionals. We know that these guys have that artistry where they can place things, make that kind of difference.
It just rained so hard all weekend, and luckily it was the weekend. We were all off doing our own thing and having a good time, and now we're back, and all the tarp work did a wonderful job of putting the water right in the hole, and it's gone. I mean, your guys' prep work has salvaged our job site to a very nice workable space. We got 4 days to bang this thing out right now, and I feel very confident that we can. We've got, well, 3 more after today. We got aqua blocks. We're gonna work on that whole intake section down there for the jets, and we're gonna work our way up out of the hole. My intent is, and you can tell me what you would normally do, but I would get the skimmer box hooked up, the overflow hooked up, get the plumbing running out and up the hill in the right direction, so that as we work this way, we can start putting bodies down here, getting the edge work done, backfilling the liner. You know, we can dot our boulders into the landscape once the pond edge has been worked in.
Yeah.
Get the lighting pulled in, all that other stuff, and just work our way out. I mean, I feel totally solid that we can knock the pond out today.
Easy. Yep.
Be up here working in waterfall land. We got 2 days to build the waterfall, then we got a day for all of the boulder work and topsoil and cleanup, and we got our tanks filling up with water over there, so we'll have rinse water, fill water, whatever we need. What's different than what you would normally do? Where would you start the same way?
Yeah, pretty much. I would start over there, start working on that area. Yes, and then as we finish the boulder work coming this way, definitely getting a team on that vault and that jet system is going to be pretty priority, so we don't have to scoot back over there later. But yeah, I love your plans for just working your way around coming up here. That's what we would do. Try and get all the boulders set as quick as possible so detail team can be working right behind us, finishing as we go. Yeah, thank you. You got it. You don't need me.
You don't need me.
I'm going-
That's what I
I'm going
always say.
fishing.
These guys don't need me. I'm going fishing. All right, well, flip for it. How about we just stay here and get this done?
Let's do it.
Well, let's get busy.
Do it.
On two.
On two.
Ready?
Two.
Break.
You didn't say two.
Going to look great because that space, it's perfect for what John has in mind. We have 8 grandchildren, you know, just the frogs and turtles and fish and birds and, you know, the pollinators. It's all just going to be a great little spot for the family to gather and enjoy. So we're really looking forward to it.
So, how long you been on this thing now?
20 minutes.
How long was Nick riding this morning?
Oh, a couple hours.
That's weird. You must have got it almost all the way loose. It's like when you...
Didn't Nick grease it this morning? I thought it was greased.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to look like that.
I don't
Cody.
think so either.
I think there's something's amiss. I can't place it, but
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go watch some YouTube videos,
I know.
figure out what to do about
I
that.
so.
So we got our vault in for our jet system. We got everything rocked pretty much up to the top, and then we get out of the hole and we look. And although it is disguised nicely, half of our deep, 3-foot deep section of the entire pond was lost by putting that vault right there inside of it and not digging back into the wall to have all of this in there. So now we're trying to flip the script and see where we can pull some stuff out and dig it into the wall so that when we get done, we don't have a 5-foot by 4-foot, 3-foot deep section. And we actually got a lot more.
So what you guys get out of all this is even though we've built gazillion ponds, we learn something every time. This was new to me. I've never put a vault just inside the pond and built around it like this. I've always dug in a specific area for the vault, for the blocks, whenever I'm doing a jet system, but just figured we'd try something new, and we all came to pretty much the same consensus when we got done that it just ate up too much of the deep end of the pond, and as great as it's gonna function, and it looks nice, but knowing between my ears what I know, it's just too much of a loss in the overall appearance of the deep end of the water feature. The interaction stone now is not gonna be dangling out over top of the deep end where you're gonna wanna feed the fish. It's gonna be hanging out here over this 16, 18-inch deep section. And I mean, they're all little things that accumulate to us saying it took us about an hour to do this and it's gonna take us about 20 minutes to undo it. And it's costing us a little time, but I think in the overall outcome of this project, it's gonna make a huge difference in the finish line. And that's what happens. You try new things and sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. I think we're just gonna figure out how we're gonna overcome this whole thing, and probably gonna end up flipping some liner back over on here on this side of the pond because it's the only place we have extra liner. I feel like this is our best option. Tristan's thinking over there, I'm thinking over here, so we'll figure out what we're gonna do, and you guys will know because you'll be watching it in the video here in a few minutes. Dun, 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 dun. That is it for part 1, guys. We could not fit it all into a single episode, so I want you to do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, and come back for part 2. All right, so now that that's over,